room tour. Sorry, I just got done watching a Mario video.
Time for another manhole.
Anyways, I haven't done a video like this in a number of years. And while I'm grateful to have a roof over my head, this is definitely the smallest studio that I've had in 6-7 years, something like that. 2 homes ago, I had an entire basement that was like over 1,000 square feet. Enough space to literally, for one of my favorite videos I've ever done, was I recreated like 5 other different YouTuber setups, and I did like 5 different sets all in the same room. And then my previous house was definitely a step up in the modern kind of aesthetic. And even in the basement, it had like 12 or 13 foot ceilings. It was so nice to be able to put up a huge light. It was just the perfect amount of space for a studio, and I loved it so much. Fast forward to this house, and I want to go through, kind of talk about the different sections of the room, what I have in it. And so if you're like me and you also have a small space to work with, maybe you can get some ideas for how to optimize this space most. But first, let's talk about a new piece of kit that has been added to the room. I've been testing out for the past month or so, and they're actually the sponsor of this video. This is the E3 Ergonomic Office Chair by 𝗬𝗧𝗨𝗙𝗙. If you're like me, you are no stranger to sitting for long periods of time, doing lots of video editing, emails, just the whole thing, you get it. And no matter what part of your body that often develops pain after sitting for long periods of time, this thing has some way to adjust it to your likings. You need a cozy headrest at a certain specific angle? Done. You want to raise or lower the back seat? Cool. Seat need to go forward or back? Gotcha. Arms need to raise or lower or turn inside out? Do you need to even bring up the armrests and pull them together so you can hold a gaming controller, your phone, or whatever for longer periods of time? It does that too. Or do you want to kick your feet up and lay back while your video exports? Oh, and can't forget my absolute favorite part of this chair, which is the ultra customizable lumbar support. This one also loves the chair. You like this chair? All right, so we got the feet out. You see it? Her feet's up. It's hair time. It's time to fix this hair. Yeah, what was I saying before that? Oh, the lumbar support. Not only can you adjust the pressure on your back, but also has these like wings on the side that you can bring in and out to basically give you a hugging feeling. If you like the feeling of bucket style seats in like a race car or anything, this gives you a very similar feeling to that. And also, considering some of the best chairs out there are costing multiple thousands of dollars, the E3 is a chair that is quality, but not going to break the bank. If you want to learn more, check it out for yourself. Learn more in the description below. And again, huge shout out to 𝗬𝗧𝗨𝗙𝗙 for sponsoring this portion of this video and making my work so much more comfortable. Would you recommend this chair to your friends? All right, so now let's kind of go to the door and start on that wall and work our way around to my YouTube setup right here. So what's chilling on that wall right now is basically my B-roll setup. So if I want smooth B-roll slider shots, this has been my latest setup. I just did a video a number of weeks back on the Shark Nano 2. This thing in collaboration with DJI, utilizing my RS3 Pro. I've got my older Pocket 6K Pro on top of that. It's basically a permanent fixture setup in this room, chilling on a Manfrotto tripod for smooth stuff, for repetitive motions, for just leveling up the content. This has been a game changer for me, and I said it in the video and I wasn't lying. This is one of my favorite pieces of new kit for this year. So moving on to this main back wall here, the countertop is this huge IKEA clearance section, I think 98-inch countertop. It's literally just a wood countertop. I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this, and it's understandable, but I only have one of these IKEA like cube things. I feel like every millennial owns at least one of these cube things or has owned. And so I was like, I wonder if this will work out. Okay. And I put it in the middle, I put everything on top, and it's pretty balanced. If I stand on one end and push my full weight onto it, it's definitely gonna, capsize and go one way. Anyways, what's hiding in the corner there is some of my more used, but not all the time used gear. As I've mentioned in previous houses, most of my gear sits in a unfinished side of a basement. This house has no basement, so it's mostly chilling in one side of my garage. Don't show a photo. Now moving to actually in the cubbies here, on the bottom, we have our different battery stations for our beefy batteries. On the left, we have our B-mount batteries. Core sent these out to me to utilize with the 𝗬𝗧𝗨𝗙𝗙 12K. I've got that video coming. I've used it a number of times, and I'm 99% sure that I'm definitely picking one up this year. So I'm excited to be able to utilize those batteries more, but for now, they're chilling on their quad fast charger, looking great. To the right of that, we have our V-mount batteries and charger. This I'll use for my director's monitor when I go out on shoots, and various different things, maybe to power the Pocket 6K Pro if I need to plug it into DTAP or something. The top left cubby, Vision Pro. If you guys didn't know, I actually have a whole dedicated Apple Vision Pro channel. I've been crazy busy lately, so it hasn't gotten the love it deserves, but I hear this week we are supposed to get some pretty awesome updates for the Vision Pro, so a lot more content is coming over there. Make sure you go over there, subscribe, and comment on one of the videos reminding me to upload new videos. Now, the top right cubby actually has my dad. So my dad literally a number of weeks ago upgraded to the new Mac Mini. Super happy for him, but he's the type of computer buyer to, like, when he buys something, he keeps it for as long as humanly possible. And so he asked me what to do with his old Mac Mini, and I was like, you know what? I bet I could get some use out of it. It still functions pretty well. This is a mid 2011 Mac Mini with 8 gigs of RAM. We did upgrade it to an SSD, which is probably the only reason it's still even like kicking right now. Still hooked up to the original Apple Cinema display. A nice bit of vintage Apple tech in here. To the left of that, I got some books, and if you know me, this is a shock. I have never been a big book person, and I'm slowly trying to get back into it. So I've got some of my favorites here. And holding it up is this awesome, like, interstellar scene little bookcase that Michelle and I spent hours putting together. And I just love the little mirror in the back, making it look like infinite. This is definitely one of those eyepieces that when people come in the studio, like, it's one of the first things they gravitate towards. In the middle of the desk on the left, I have my EF Pixis. Just chilling. This is my minimal setup because this is what I'm using for any handheld B-roll. Again, I'm sure you're seeing a lot of the shots in here. If it doesn't look super smooth like it's on a slider, it was shot with this guy. In the corner, I have this desk lamp. Not super special, I just like it. But inside we have Aperture B7Cs. Since there's not a lot of room in here and my key light right now is pretty fixed to the corner, it's not easily movable. When I do unboxings for videos, I'll do it over in that corner. And I basically just turn up the intensity and adjust the white balance or whatever. And because they're going through that lampshade, it helps diffuse it even more. And now I've got a small little key light that for small product unboxings and product showcases, it actually works really well. To the right of the cinema display, I got an Apple HomePod. This is the original one. I still like them. And right in front of that is, I know, non-Apple, Asus ProArt. This is the PX13. And if I'm being 100,000% honest, the main reason that I still use it is when I want to play Minecraft with my son and he's on the iPad and I'm on the computer. So we're getting into a new phase of parenting and it's really fun. Let's talk about this side table right here. It's housing a lot of stuff. On top of the side table here, we have the Anchor sub company Nebula. I forget the model name, but I did a whole video on this projector. It's sitting out here. I genuinely love this thing. This is the best quality projector for the price. Moving over from that, we have my Anchor charging station area. When I'm plugging in phones, iPads, any device that just needs plugged in and I want to go into the wall and not be portable, it's going into there. To the right of that, I have just the Anchor Prime power banks. I believe they came out with one generation newer than this. 27, almost 28,000, 250 watt charging. They also got the smaller one. I love it because to charge this, I just put it on the magnetic base, super easy. And then I'm grabbing and going, handing these off to Michelle or whoever needs a charge. Next to the portable chargers is the 𝗦𝗧𝗨𝗙 by 𝗦𝗧𝗨𝗙. Again, I did a dedicated video on this already, but hopefully this shows that, like, a lot of what I do videos on, I genuinely love and continue to use way past the, just the video creation time. I love this frame because it's easy to send photos to with the app, but most importantly, it's anti-glare. It's like ridiculously matte display, which I love. It's also a 2K resolution at 11 inches, so your photos and video clips look incredibly high quality. The first shelf, we have my Drobo 8D. Unfortunately, Drobo went bankrupt at the beginning of the pandemic, so as much as I have loved Drobo for, gosh, I feel like a decade at this point, this soon will be leaving, and I actually have, I think, a pretty cool collaboration with a other popular NAS company, so stay tuned for that if you're interested in backup solutions. On the bottom shelf, we have some awards. I love 48-hour film competitions, and pretty much, if not all, these awards are from different years doing that in editing, cinematography, stuff like that. Super fun. I love 48s. Hidden inside the cabinet is this other Anker powerhouse. So this is essentially like surge protector, backup battery, all in one. If the power goes out, it gives me enough time to shut off all of my important devices without them just boom cutting from power, because I have fried monitors in the past with power surges and it's not fun. So now we're finally to the main part of the desk. This is another IKEA tabletop with a electric motor desk underneath from Monoprice. It's their single motor. Where I'm looking at is my second Pixis. This is the L mount. We've got the IRIX 15mm on here currently. I have been playing around with 15mm versus 21mm. Let me know what you guys like better. This is, like I said, the 15. It's on another Manfrotto skinnier travel tripod. We've got my Rode NTG4 Plus on a little contraption. That's my microphone. And that's on a C-stand with the Nanlite FC500. So I use the Forza 500s. I freaking love that line. It's a fantastic light. Those are what I bring to like film sets and everything. The FC500 I keep just in the room set up here. It's crazy powerful, definitely overpowered for a small studio like this. I want to say this light is at like 7 or 10% right now. To view myself, make sure I'm in focus, see what's in frame is my OC Megamon 15-inch monitor. I've again had this for many years. It's a great compact director's monitor, good quality, connected via SDI. My computer of choice that I sold my 2019 Mac Pro that I still love and miss, but this is definitely better in terms of performance, being an M chip, is the M2 Max MacBook Pro. This is what, 2022, 2021, something like that. I have gone back to single monitor. So right now I'm using the LG Ultrafine 5K. For keyboards, here and there, I'm Logitech all the way. Over here, I have the MX Master Mechanical version. I am obsessed with this keyboard. This is my favorite keyboard I've ever used. We have the Torbox Neo. I have all my shortcuts for cutting and trimming footage incredibly fast on here. I did a video on Logitech's new like creative console system, but I do love the part of the Logitech creative bundle thing that has the displays, because now I can just push a button and easily open an application. Of course, we have the Blackmagic micro control color panel. It's their newest one. I'm working on a full dedicated video of this, so that'll come soon. But all of the time, I kid you not, probably more comments than anything else I've seen in 6 months is, what stand am I putting this on to make it at this angle? Because normally it kind of just lays not flat, but kind of like a keyboard, but now it's at a really nice angle to work with the keyboard. And so all it is actually the Anker hub system that I did a video on years ago. This is meant to hold an iPad, but it has this really big rubber mat bottom. Obviously it's a hub, so it has a bunch of different ports on it, which aren't being utilized, but this just sits perfectly. And because the hinge on that thing is so strong, I can put it at the perfect angle, and even as I press down on these buttons and change the knobs and stuff, it doesn't move or loosen or fall or raise or anything. So it's really sturdy, and I love that mount. And then to connect to the back of it so that you don't see the cable as much, it's just a small little right angle USB-C adapter, just to clean up the desk a bit. For mice, of course, we have the MX Master 3S. Again, greatest mouse on the face of the planet. I will die on that hill. And then the Blackmagic DaVinci Resolve Speed Editor. This I basically only use for the wheel, because it's the only wheel that is tightly integrated into Resolve. We have my AirPods Maxes, which I love. I've got my iPad Pro on another stand, which I always forget the name of, but I'll leave linked in the description. Still got my Fluence, whatever the heck model these are. I used to always rant about these speakers for having like really bad feedback, because I had them hardwired into like the headphone jack of whatever computer. I've since just started using them as Bluetooth speakers, so Bluetoothing to the computer, and obviously the feedback is now gone. They definitely sound a bit better, and I think that's mostly it. I mean, honorable mentions, I've got a little bit of sound dampening, but It's still pretty echoey in here, if I'm honest, with the wood flooring and everything. So definitely voice isolation. DaVinci Resolve is mostly to thank for any decent sound quality. I've got the Nanlite 8-foot Pavo tube up there. I've got one in the corner that I'm still figuring out if I want to throw up on the opposite wall or anything, but that's another nice little room ambient kicker for you. Pretty much it. You don't look in the closet, okay? Don't. The closet is where my ADHD goes to be organized, be messily organized, okay? Fine. All right, the closet's got my lenses. It's got the big Pelican case with all the random different grip and attachments and whatever accessories for my cameras. Up top, I know it looks messy. I know it looks messy, but I know where every single thing is. We got the Rode mics, got DJI mics, I got my Canon EOS R, got extra batteries, got a bunch of different accessories, cleaning tools, gimbals, products I can't show you yet, whatever, okay? The closet doesn't matter because the door closes. Anyways, that's it for my room tour. This was probably a long one now that I'm looking at the record time. Let me know what your favorite part of the room was. If you have any recommendations for, making anything better, I am all ears. Again, huge shout out to 𝗦𝗧𝗨𝗙𝗙 for sponsoring this video and sending out this chair. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I'll see you in the next one.